So, as a team bonding exercise, Evan proposed that we all go down to his coast house at Bateman's Bay for the weekend in order to hang out and get to know each other better. The motivation behind this trip follows on from the presentation by Camilo in week 3, which preached that you should start living with your teammates and start getting used to them. I felt this was a really good idea and a good opportunity, since we will be required to be working closely as a team for the next 10 months or even longer. It's imperative that we get to know each other well and that we work harmoniously in order to achieve any project goals in the future. So, reflecting on the coast trip, it was a great opportunity to learn quite a lot about each team member and to view the team as a whole, actually. I took some conscious notes or observations about the team. Firstly, we're obviously a team of high achievers. Each team member is very intelligent, and we constantly challenge each other. So what I mean by that is that there are always productive arguments about concepts. So on the way driving there, we had a discussion about identity in a philosophical way. We talked about AI or autonomizing robots and having artificial intelligence in the world and how that might affect the future. I don't know, it got really deep really fast, and it was quite interesting to see each person's argumentative point of view and understand their character a bit more. I guess this leads on to the fact that there's no lead brain in the group. There's no authoritative figure. So when there's a point made, each of us take a step back and try to understand their side of the argument, but also calculate their own counter argument, and it's actually quite interesting to see. Another thing I learned over the week was that no one is actually afraid to voice their opinions. Everyone is entitled to whatever they believe and whatever they say, and they feel comfortable enough to voice that. And there's no drama, there's no conflict, and it's actually a good, positive team environment. Essentially, the weekend was we went to the coast. We had a few swims, played some board games, got to know each other, got to live with each other, got to cook with each other, found out about everyone's interests. It was actually a pretty good bonding experience, and I think it was a very successful one in that the aim of it was so that everyone could openly and honestly talk with each other, and I think that's definitely occurring, and it's occurring more, and it's promoting it. I think it's evident that following the weekend that we are a good team and that we all are hard workers, and we do want to put in with this project. We aren't just doing this project for the sake of tech launcher and getting a HD. We actually want to use this project to be able to potentially create a business out of it and become successful out of it. And I understand that each person in the team does believe in that, and I think that's where we will become successful. And the HDs and stuff, that'll be a byproduct of that. That'll just come naturally, I guess. So that's actually good to see. I've said it before in I think the first week that it's always good to be working in a good team. Hopefully I can work in good teams in the future, in my future employment. It's always good to be in the company of talented and dedicated team members. It highlights the importance of working well in a team environment, trusting in people's abilities, feeling comfortable and supported, and being able to voice your opinions and ideas with ease. I think the weekend really highlighted that these things are all possible within the group. So in a nutshell, I guess that was the Coast weekend. For me, it was a very profitable bonding experience because we got to understand a little bit about everyone and how we work as a team. Some events that occurred after the Coast trip that are actually pretty important was that during the drive home from the Coast, we were reading a few research papers related to digital badge use in the US, and we actually found some valuable information from it. It kind of prompted a light bulb moment where I got the team to then pull over on the side of the road and have a discussion about this because it was very relevant at the time. The discussion resulted in pivoting our project vision, essentially, and we believe that the pivoted vision we have now is a much more viable and much more valuable one. So if we push on 2 days further for our weekly team meeting, we sat down for about 3 hours and we were able to refine our project vision, our scope for tech launcher, and the scope for potentially the next 10 years down the road. at this point in time, we're extremely happy with where we are at in terms of vision, scope, and the sheer scalability of our project. I believe that our project idea and visions are much more clearly defined and understood by the whole team, and that means we're each able to better communicate this to other people, which is definitely a benefit. We're definitely in a better position than where we were last week. Feeling really positive about the idea at the moment, and next on the agenda is essentially to gather some requirements. So we're aiming to talk to as many people as possible, and then try to start some development as soon as possible. I think that's really important as well. That's the end of week 5. Thank you.